to understand. Just give me a second, starting with my open book. Okay. So you should be able to see my open book. Now let's try to understand what we are going to work with. First of all, let's understand the concept of pointer, how they work, what they are useful, because in functions we'll be using it. Pointer works with everything what you're going to learn. We'll be also talking about a topic called structure. Again, pointer comes with that also. So we go one after another. तो अभी तक हम लोग ने जो सीखा, let's try to understand that thing very clearly. Number one, we understood the core concept of how to work with string, array, logics, loops, and your control statement. That is if, else, and other thing. So now going one step further, we are talking about the topic called, let's say, pointer. Now, when I say pointer, what exactly is a pointer? Now, uh, we are planning to keep it at the end, but that is towards the end. So we'll complete this entire stuff, and then we'll be going one-on-one, no, one day complete lecture where I'll be giving you entire walkthrough again. So yes, we are planning to as such. Okay. So currently talking about pointers, how pointers are going to work, क्या है, कैसे है, किस तरह से work करते हैं. Let's try to understand. Pointer points to data via address. Amar, एक मिनट. What do you mean pointer points to data via address? First, let us understand how it differs. When I say anti x is equal to 10, fine. Internally, what happens in this? Internally, somewhere over the corner, there is a RAM. In RAM, at some location, let's say 1200, I'm getting x, which I'm storing. Fine. This happened. So, Amar, how you got this memory? Because internally, whenever you are writing x is equal to 10, we worked in a very simple manner. We operated the overall phenomena and created this system. Superb. So, worked in a very simple manner, operated this. But now, question is, as a user, I will never have a direct access. I'll always have x, it will give me 10. 10 is stored somewhere over the corner at 1200. That is the address. So what is 1200? If somebody has in their head, Amar, what is the 1200? This is the address. So pointer mechanism is quite different. Instead of referring anybody with a variable and working, I would be referring this via the address and then the data. So pointer points to data via the address. That is something which is very important for us to understand. So Amar, can you put it in a simple words? What are we talking about? How are we working with? How are we operating with? So that is what we are using, or that is what we are operating. Amar, but what's the use of it? Accessing anything from address allows you consistency. Matlab, now let's make it really, really simple. If we are talking about your WhatsApp DP or your Facebook DP or your even Instagram DP, what would happen to the comment which you have done 1 year back? Today, if you go and check, would we see DP which is 1 year back, or what is today? Sir, today. Reason? It is dynamically pointed. So wherever you commented, your profile gets linked. So if you make changes to your DP, immediately that changes are reflected all over social media. So when you update your DP, you will be able to see that change everywhere. This happens to the concept like pointer. So pointer kya hai? Pointer allows you to dynamically change things via the address. Now to make things more simple or useful, how we are going to go through, let's try to, people please pay attention. So the logic, Amar, pointer से क्या करोगे? Okay, let's try to work with. To create a pointer, we use asterisk followed by any valid variable. Generally, you will see all example with asterisk p, because p stands for pointer. That is how we work with. So Amar, this is creating pointer of type int. Amar, is it going to matter? Yes. A pointer can only refer to its own type. A pointer can only refer to its own type. Amar, what do you mean by this? Simple again. So pointer, if I'm integer type, I will go and refer to int. In other words, if it is int, it will refer to 4 bytes of data. Okay. Amar, what if it is long, which is one of the data type also if you want to? Amar, then I'll be targeting 8 bytes. Amar, if it is long double, then my dear, I'll be referring to 10 bytes. Okay. So Amar, एक minute. The 1200 stands for what? Starting address. If it is int 1200, 1201, 1202, 1203, 4 bytes given. If it is long, 8 byte, 1200 to 1207 given. So 1200, 1201, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So total 8 bytes given. Hence, now you imagine what would happen. If my pointer is of type long and I am trying to refer integer type, I'm not only referring first integer of 4 byte, I'm referring both the integer. So data will go wrong. Hence, there is a rule. A pointer can only point to its own type. Be very, very careful. So you created a pointer and you added a rule. Pointer can refer to its own type. Remember this. This is pretty important for us. Otherwise, you will not be able to work with this. So that's how pointers basic things operate. Okay. Okay, Amar. But there are certain operators. Many a times you need to use. There are two major operators to work with. To be more precise. So if I say pointer operators, in terms of pointer operators, first is already you seen asterisk, another is ampersand. Amar, what are this? Value at address operator. This is address of operator. Amar, understand. So if I say int a is equal to 10, considering a is stored at 1800, बस ये याद रखना, stored at 1800. Then if I say anti asterisk p, currently ये गजनी मोड में, सर मतलब p is referring to null. Amar, define null. Null means nothing. I'm not referring to anybody. Then what would happen? How would I refer a? Emphasis a. So Amar, what happens? Now your p is referring to, mind you, referring to address 1800, hence referring to a, hence referring to value 10. ये कॉन्सेप्ट पहले क्लियर हुआ? Okay, everybody clear? ये कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हुआ? What I mean to say? So when you are referring to a, ultimately after pointer is created, it is not referring anybody. It has to refer to some address. How would you give the address? Address of operator. People, first of all, is this concept which we have worked, is it clear? ये concept समझा सबको पहले? People, is it clear? People, be quick. Yes, no, waiting. Come on, think about. Is this clear? Perfect. Okay, so how things work. Now let's take this graphically. Okay, we'll be working on this, but taking this more graphically. Amar, what's the plan? Chalo, let's try to understand. So I'm going in steps this time. Be very, very careful. So you created A. In your RAM, you created A. A was at 1800. So technically from 1800, 4 bytes were given to A. 4 bytes were given to A. How things would start? Interesting way. It is going to store 10. Okay, when the pointer was created, pointer Gajni mode mein tha, pointer was not referring to anybody. With this line coming into, this is address of operator. So after this line was written, pointer is now referring to 1800. That does mean I'm referring to 10. So this is how pointer once created is not referring to anything. It has to refer using a proper channel. That is how we work with. First concept clear hua? Now clear? Okay. Perfect. Sure. So now what, Amar? Now the fun part. One is A, which is directly referring to the data. Second is P, referring via address of the data. Amar, what is important? मतलब क्या होगा इससे? It's fun. So if I say A is equal to A plus 5, now what happens? So we have a direct access to A, making it 15. Perfect. बराबर है sir. 10 plus 5, 15. So So the fun also remains. So after this, if somebody asks you, now be careful. If somebody asks you, Amar, what is P? P is 1800. That is address. Amar, what is ampersand P? Ampersand P is again 1800, which is address. Amar, what is asterisk P? If you go back, there is a pointer which says value at address. So Amar, what would happen if I say asterisk P? So when somebody says asterisk P, be very, very careful. That is how you access the data. So that is 10. Sorry, in current case, 15. So A Amar is also 15, right? Huh. So this is because A is directly referring to the data. P is referring via the data. Be very, very careful. Okay, Amar, ये दो तो समझा. थोड़ा और कुछ. Now, any changes done by pointer would be seen by A also. Amar मतलब, for example, asterisk P is equal to asterisk P into, or let's say plus 100. I give you that. Okay, Amar, एक मिनट जरा समझा. Okay. Now, as per our current calculation, asterisk P is 15, sir. Very good. So it is 15 plus 100 becomes 115. Amar, where it is going to be stored? Whatever address. So value access by pointer will get updated. Sir, मतलब मेरे दोस्त 115. So this is how update. So Amar, you mean to say if I do this and if I access this information and ask you A right now, it is 115. So the moral of the story, anything referred by A will be seen by P. Anything done by P will be seen by A. Is this concept completely clear in your head? People, give me a round of yes if people are clear. Come on, be quick. Come on, people. Okay. तो ये पॉइंटर है. It's a very interesting thing because if I'm passing something via address, sir, what is via address? I'm not going to tell you A is 10, 15 or 115. I'm going to say referring by 1800. That is how we work with the story. Okay, referring 1800. Fine, sir. We got the point. We worked it out. But then, whatever we are operating, whatever we are working with, operates in a very simple manner. Okay, I am referring. So, sir, three things to remember. Okay, three things to remember. Number one, a pointer is created. Pointer is created using asterisk. So, anything where you write asterisk followed by a valid variable identifier creates a pointer. Second, when pointer is initially created, pointer is null. Pointer is null. वो blank होगा. When you assign somebody's address to pointer, pointer will refer to that address and hence the data. A A refers to the core concept of working with 10 directly, but via the pointer we tend to refer by 1800, which is a pointed value, and we go with that. Now, the more important stuff. Anything done by A is seen by pointer. Anything done by pointer is seen by A. सर ऐसा कैसे हो रहा है? बिकॉज तुम जिसको घर बोलते हो उसको एक एड्रेस है और जिस एड्रेस का बात कर रहे हो वो घर है. तुम बोलते हो ना, अरे घर पे खाना मंगवा, घर पे पिज्जा मंगवा. घर एक पॉइंटर है जिसका एक एड्रेस है. यू आर एक्सेसिंग द एड्रेस. दैट इज हाउ वी सी द बिगर पिक्चर. यहाँ तक क्लियर है? होपफुली नो डाउट, नो क्वेरी, ऑल गुड. Okay. So if we go one step further, if we talk one step further to go with, okay, चलो, wonderful. अमर सही है, मतलब ये pointer. Now there is a pointer to array also, which is very important and interesting because when you talk about the topic is pointer to array. What is pointer to array and how it works? So pointer to array is a very simple thing. We work with anti-a of. If you remember static array creation, 10, comma, 20, comma, 20, 30, 40, 50. Sir, pointer can refer to array. Yes, and this is where the fun begins. So when I say pointer, मुझे कोई बोलो अगर मुझे एक पॉइंटर बनाना है, let's call it asterisk p, तो उसका डेटा टाइप क्या होना चाहिए? If I want to refer to this array, तो उसका डेटा टाइप क्या होना चाहिए? Anybody? Type in, quick. What should be the data type of this pointer? Perfect. because if it is not integer, I will not be able to use that. So it is asterisk p. Super. Second step. So Amar asterisk p. Currently pointer is pointing somewhere, sir. No, it is not. Why? उसको याद ही नहीं है, उसको रेफर करना पड़ेगा. How it will refer? अमर p is equal to, अब यहाँ जरा संभल के एम्फेसन a बोल दो, और you say p is equal to एम्फेसन a of 0. In either cases, what it would do, p pointer refers to 0th element of array. अमर 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 इसको ग्राफिकली समझा सकते हो? Definitely. So we realize that this is the array. So we have 10, we have 20, we have 30, we have 40, we have 50. Let's say 1800, 1804, 1808, 1812, 1816. अमर कौन सा मैथ्स कर रहे हो? Integer, 4 byte. So 1800, then 1804, 1808, 1812, 1816. So it's a 4. Sir, because it's an integer, हाँ. अगर ये long double होता तो भैया मजा आता. 10 bytes, 10 bytes, 10 bytes. So it would be 1800, 1810, 1820, 1830. So याद रखना. Sir, अपना pointer किधर है? Pointer is referring to 0th location. So location wise 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So pointer refers to a particular address. Okay, interesting. So pointer refers to a particular address and we work with. Very good. Up. Be careful. Now there are few things which you have done earlier and we are doing it for the second time. For example, the plus plus minus minus. So when I say Amar asterisk p, what it would be? Anybody could tell me what is asterisk p right now? People, come on, come on, come on, tell me. What is asterisk p right now? Asterisk p क्या है? Asterisk p का वैल्यू क्या आएगा? 1800 और 10 क्या आएगा? Come on, come on, come on, people. 1800 या 10 क्या आएगा? People waiting. 1800 या 12 क्या आएगा? Sorry, 10 क्या आएगा? Waiting, waiting, waiting. Anybody from the crowd? Come on, come on, come on. सब शांति से बैठो. Somebody answer. Currently, if I say asterisk p, what would be the answer? What would be the answer? Perfect. Chalo, good to see. So it's 10. First thing. So Amar, what would be asterisk p plus 1? What would be asterisk p plus 1? Amar एक ही चीज बोल रहे हो? नहीं, there's a difference. So when you talk about asterisk p plus 1, I'm technically telling you 10 plus 1, giving you 11. Okay. तो अमर नीचे क्या फर्क है? नीचे आंसर होगा टेक्निकली 20. एक मिनट अमर, हाउ ऑन अर्थ इज गोना बी 20? मैं हूं ना. So when you say asterisk p, so you said asterisk 1800 plus 1. So 1800 was the address. This was as good as saying asterisk value at address 1804, which in turn became 20. कॉन्सेप्ट समझा? ये कॉन्सेप्ट समझा? 20 कहाँ से आया? लॉजिक समझा एवरीबडी? परफेक्ट. गुड. गुड टू सी. अब थोड़ा आगे जाते हैं. देयर इज वन मोर थिंग व्हिच यू शुड बी डूइंग. ओके अमर, ये तो समझा. चलो इजी है. इट इज वे इजी. इट इज वे इजी. इसे यहाँ पे रखता हूँ सो दैट तुमको दिखे भी. मुझे छोटा कर दे थोड़ा. So when you tend to talk about this, fine, we understood the core concept, how we operate. We understood the core concept to operate on a simple thing. Thank you. So how things are going to work? There is one more part of a code which you should be ready. Similar. अमर ये मालूम है स्ट्रिक्ट पी इज आप पूछोगे क्या होता है, मैं बोलूंगा 10. वेरी गुड. वॉच इट. एस्ट्रिक पी प्लस प्लस एंड एस्ट्रिक ब्रैकेट पी प्लस प्लस. एनीबडी वुड लाइक टू ट्राई? इसका आंसर क्या है? एनीबडी वुड लाइक टू ट्राई? इसका आंसर क्या आएगा? एस्ट्रिक पी प्लस प्लस एंड एस्ट्रिक पी प्लस प्लस. सर एक ही चीज दो बार बोल रहे हो ना ना. सो दैट इज व्हाट यू वर्क. सो अब मुझे बोलो क्या क्या चेंज आएगा? बोलो बोलो जल्दी. Anybody could give me answer for this? Anybody could give me answer for this? Think, think, think. Anybody? Come on, get me the answer. क्या आएगा? Okay, okay, okay. So the first answer I would take बराबर है सर. एस्ट्रिक तो ऐसे समझे हम लोग. एस्ट्रिक पी मतलब 10 और उसका प्लस प्लस यानी कि 11. परफेक्ट. सर नीचे क्या होगा? नीचे इट इज एज गुड एज सेइंग वैल्यू एट 1800 प्लस प्लस. तो अमर इसमें क्या होगा? वही चीज जो पहले भी हुआ है. सो प्लस प्लस मीन्स यू आर ट्राइंग टू टारगेट asterisk of 1804. That does mean you are targeting. अब लॉजिक समझा? सो 1804 ब्रैकेट है ना, तो ब्रैकेट में पहले 1800 का 1804 होगा और फिर ये जाएगा. दिस इज पॉइंटर अरिथमेटिक्स. आप में से बहुत लोगों के अगर लैब्स में भी है, समटाइम दे आस्क यू दिस ड्यूरिंग योर सबमिशंस और ड्यूरिंग योर वर्किंग. सो दे माइट बी आस्किंग दिस. बी रेडी हाउ टू वर्क विद, बी रेडी हाउ टू operate with it. So it works in a very simple manner. It works in a very simple manner. So be very careful, be very clear how to work or how to operate on this. So I feel people are clear with this. No issues, no nothing. All good, all going good. Okay. So now to operate further, now to work further, let's try to understand what are we going with, what are we operating on. यहाँ तक सब क्लियर है? शुड बी मूव अहेड? ये समझा सबको? पॉइंटर का कॉन्सेप्ट दिमाग में बैठा? क्योंकि पॉइंटर और एक आगे में भी लाऊंगा. सो पॉइंटर को स्ट्रक्चर के साथ भी वर्क करूंगा. सो विल बी आल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट इज स्ट्रक्चर, हाउ इट वर्क्स. सो पॉइंटर एंड स्ट्रक्चर एंटायरली गेट्स ओवर. सो फंक्शंस में वो सब यूज होगा एक साथ. बट यहाँ तक सब क्लियर है गाइस? गिव मी यस एटलीस्ट एक दो जन यस बोल दो. who understood? Any doubt, any query? People are free to ask. If people are getting me yes, I'm moving ahead. Super. Sure, super. So now when we tend to talk about it, when we tend to work with it, एक simple सा फंडा है, एक simple सा logic है जिसका आप बात करते हो. People, be careful. So now there is another topic which we need to talk about called structure. What is structure? Now this is where things becomes interesting. Okay, what is structure? User defined entity. अमर एक मिनट. यूजर डिफाइन एंटिटी मतलब नॉर्मल शब्दों में बोलो उसका मतलब क्या होता है? सो इट इज काइंड ऑफ यूजर डिफाइंड डेटा टाइप. अमर हम लोग बनाएंगे डेटा टाइप एंड दिस इज समथिंग न्यू एंड इंटरेस्टिंग. तो अमर मतलब इसका यूज क्या है या कैसे होता है, किस तरह से हम लोग ऑपरेट कर सकते हैं उसे, किस तरह से वर्क कर सकते हैं. दैट इज वन कॉन्सेप्ट विच इज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. So when you tend to talk about it works in a very simple manner. This is user defined. So user would be creating. Just I think charging is off. Just a minute, guys. So working wise. Okay. So user defined data type. You can create your data type. Amar, is it possible? Yes, very much possible. Very much capable of being that. तो अमर इसको कैसे वर्क करेंगे, किस तरह से ऑपरेट करेंगे? ओके, सो जरा ध्यान से, एंड दिस इज गोना बी इंटरेस्टिंग टू वर्क विद. सो इफ somebody tells you user defined data type, I'll help you out to understand this. Consider student. Now for the student I'll have certain data. Name of a student which would be string. हाँ सर, कैरेक्टर array. Roll number would be int, so that's integer. Very well, sir. फिर maybe pointer which you will score. So that would be float. So what is structure? It allows you to use different data type as a collection to generate a new data type defined by the user. सर बहुत कुछ बोल दिया, डोंट वरी सब आ जाएगा. It allows you to generate different data types as a collection to define a new data type. जैसे कि currently I want to create a student. A student is somebody who has a string name, roll number integer and pointer as we call it float. तो अमर सही है, बट कैसे चलेगा? Now the fun begins. Structure बनाने के लिए syntax चाहिए. What is the syntax for that? So the syntax, just a minute. So sorry. The syntax works in a very simple manner. Struct, जो भी आपको नाम देना है, followed by data members along with the type, followed by close and semicolon. अमर इतना सब बोलना पड़ेगा? हाँ. तो syntax का एक तरीका है, struct is a keyword. Struct is a keyword followed by name of the structure followed by data. Amar, can we see the example? Perfect. I'm using this as a student. Sorry, Control Z. Let's copy this first. I want to create a student structure, Amar. Very good. So you will say struct student. सर सेमीकोलन एंड में आना कंपलसरी है? हाँ मेरे दोस्त, कंपलसरी है, बिकॉज everything is gonna be operated on that. Everything is gonna be operated. So be very very careful when you tend to talk about. Okay, so if we are working with this, if we are talking with this, अमर क्या क्या चाहिए? वही नाम चाहिए, इंटीजर चाहिए. ओके ओके, नाउ हाउ विल वी वर्क? वॉच इट केयरफुली. सो अमर क्या होगा? तो कैर N30. हाँ सर, ये नाम के लिए कैरेक्टर एरे, बराबर. अगर पूरा देना है तो पूरा, तो आई डोंट माइंड. सर रोल नंबर, सो रोल अंडरस्कोर नंबर या रोल नंबर लिखता. थर्ड थिंग, what if somebody wants to work with pointer, amar float? Okay, so you successfully created structure called student. So next time when I say student, by default student will have name, roll number and pointer. Okay, interesting number. So this will go directly. This will go directly. So what's next? How would I use this? As you use normal variables. For example, normal variables are created this way. So उसमें पहला होता है data type followed by variable. So अमर इसमें क्या होगा? इसमें भी वही है, बट इसमें लिखने का स्टाइल, डेटा टाइप कैसे लिखोगे? struct student. You have to use keyword struct student s. So Amar, this is similar, huh? As in terms of your programming, you said x is a data type. Struct student is the data type. Variable was x, variable was s. So you created a student data type first and then used it to create a variable of type. Amar, but इससे होगा क्या? मतलब what is gonna happen? It's gonna be very simple and interesting to work with. So when I say s, ultimately I created something which has three things inside. Name, just a minute, properly say, pencil लेने दो, just a minute guys. So we'll create it, name, which is going to store detail, then roll number, which is going to store detail, then pointer, which is going to store detail. Oh, so ये सब S में है सर? हाँ S में. सर बट दिस जस्ट यू क्रिएटेड एस स्टूडेंट ना, हर स्टूडेंट के पास ये सारा इंफॉर्मेशन होगा जो तुमने क्रिएट किया. Bang on. Now the second stage which we are talking about, second stage which we work with. So Amar, this is student which we created. This is user defined data type. Yes, this is user defined data type because you decided what in a student you want. Bang on. Amar, how would we scan and save this information? Okay, this is going to be interesting. So to store this information, I might be doing, or I need to do something like this. Then Amar, okay, sir, S dot लिखना पड़ता है. हाँ, S dot roll number. I still remember my college का roll number second batch में 46 था. So then S dot pointer. I have got 8.9 as a pointer. So that was the working. Okay, so Amar roll number. Sir, what is this dot operator? Dot operator, member of. So when I say S dot anything, I ultimately say member of S. That can be name, that can be roll number, that can be pointer. Just stretch it across to make it simple. Okay. So just clear question to be asked. Is this concept clear? ये concept समझा सबको? Yes, no. क्योंकि अब प्रोग्रामिंग पे होता था, अभी तक तो मैंने कोर कॉन्सेप्ट तुम लोग के रेडी कर दिए. दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज क्लियर. यू अंडरस्टूड द कोर कॉन्सेप्ट. व्हाट यू मीन बाय स्ट्रक्चर, व्हाट यू मीन बाय वर्किंग. अभी भी एक आना चीज बाकी है, एक चीज बाकी है. द कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड पॉइंटर टू स्ट्रक्चर. सर इसको भी पॉइंटर होता है? हाँ. तो दैट इज व्हाट वी आर कमिंग. यहाँ तक अगर क्लियर हो तो वंडरफुल. यू गाइज आर जीनियस. टेक इट फ्रॉम मी. सो द नेक्स्ट थिंग, think and answer. So I'll just get few data which I wanted and then we'll be working with coding again. So Amar, क्या plan किया? Plan simple है. If we are trying to work, if we are trying to operate, let's get one detail very carefully. So Amar, point is pretty simple. Logic is pretty simple. You take out the data, you work with the information, and now the most interesting thing which is needed. Amar, to refer this structure, what you would do. That's exactly where we are heading towards. If this is my structure, I'll first create struct student s. I'll store all the data. S dot roll number is equal to 46 and s dot pointer is equal to 8.9. Okay, perfect, sir. Next. अब जरा सोच समझ के बोलना. If I want to refer this structure, what should be pointer's data type? If I want to refer to this structure, what should be pointer's data type? People, I again repeat. If I want to refer to this structure, what should be pointer's data type? People, think and tell me. If I want to refer to this structure, what should be pointer's data type? Come on. Think and tell me. Perfect. Wonderful. Lovely to see that. So, Amar, how would you do that? So we say struct, we say student, and we create asterisk p, stands for the pointer. Amar, done. Ab p would refer to s. Okay. Now the interesting part. To access data via pointer, we use this concept. Properly बना दे दो. This concept is called arrow operator. ओके सर, ये क्या है यार? ये पहली बार सुन रहा है. हाँ, एरो ऑपरेटर तुम्हें पॉइंटर स्ट्रक्चर एक्सेस करने देता है. अमर, ये कैसे करोगे? ओके, लेट्स सी दिस थिंग. सो अमर, टू एक्सेस यू मीन टू से आई कैन रेफर दिस वे. हाँ, एंड इट वुड गिव यू डिटेल्स लाइक अमर. ओके, तो अमर रोल नंबर ऐसे एक्सेस करोगे एंड इट विल गिव यू 46 एंड सो ऑन. This is called pointer based access. यहाँ तक सब क्लियर हो? People clear till this point? Concept समझा? Everybody clear? Yes, no, waiting. Come on. Any doubt, any query? You can now. I'll be entering programming. So the most interesting thing is how would you work? How would we operate? What are the things needed? These are all next questions. Okay. चलो, तो आई फील पीपल आर क्लीन विद दिस. अब जाते हैं फिर कोडिंग पे. तो चलो कोडिंग का विंडो ऑन कर देते हैं. लेट्स गो अहेड. So Amar, in coding, what are we referring? Simple. How would you code this? So I'll just go over here. Let's go back. This was old data. ये दूसरा है. So let me go with new. I'll open a few things which we did last time. मैंने क्लासरूम में बाकी की चीज़ें अपडेट की गई कर दी थी. So hopefully people have got that thing. But just to work with what we completed, what we did, string methods किया था, वहीं से उसी एग्जाम्पल से थोड़ा आगे जा रहा हूँ. तो अमर, अब क्या करना है? स्ट्रक्चर. I will need to show you how structure works. So file save as structure code. What? How would you work with structure code, and where would you write structure, Amar? Okay, let's go with. It is written in a global area. This area is called, जहाँ पे मैं अभी लिख रहा हूँ, it is called as the global area. हैश इंक्लूड के बाद void main से पहले. I repeat, हैश इंक्लूड के बाद void main से पहले. Okay, हमारा आइडिया क्या है? Simple. So I say student. सर वही जूना चीज ना, डायरेक्ट कॉपी मारो. I'll do that because time बच जाएगा. So I take the data and come over here and paste it straight. Okay, Amar. Now if you remember, this is how we worked. Okay. तो अमर फंडा क्या है? चलो let's begin with the basics of option. So अमर पहले क्या करोगे? डिटेल ले लो, यूजर से तुमको पूछना पड़ेगा ना. So let's go with that. printf enter. अमर बट फॉर दिस नाम चाहिए ना. हाँ नाम चाहिए. सर कैसे दोगे? तो पहले struct student s. ओके, ask for name. ओके, अमर क्या करोगे? scanf गेट लाइन भी याद होगा तो गेट एस वी कैन वर्क विद, बट करेंटली मैं डायरेक्टली बात कर रहा हूँ एस, एंड आई एम गोना स्टोर दिस डिटेल इनटू एस का नेम. सो डॉट ऑपरेटर. ओके अमर, लेट्स कॉपी दिस अगेन एंड अगेन. सॉरी इतनी बार. हाँ, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट मेरा क्वेश्चन होगा एंटर रोल नंबर. ओके, और मैं स्टोर करूंगा रोल नंबर. अमर रोल नंबर इंटीजर है. परफेक्ट. दीजिए. So the data type changes along with how we work, along with what are we planning to. So be very, very careful when it comes to the system. Be very, very careful when you operate with the picture. So fine, this is how we operate and we work. So Amar, what's the plan? Plan is simple. Let's take all the details with enter, pointer, and then we will print back everything, but using again structure. Pointer. अमर पॉइंटर टू स्ट्रक्चर वो हुआ ना, वो भी मैं करके दिखाऊंगा, उसका स्टाइल थोड़ा अलग. तो अमर इसके बाद कैन वी प्रिंट ऑल दिस? हाँ, प्रिंट एफ डिटेल्स स्लैश एन. लेट्स पुट दिस वे NAME them percentage s roll number percentage d. अमर पॉइंटर परसेंटेज एफ. ओके, सो अमर ये सब प्रिंट भी करना पड़ेगा ना. हाँ वी विल. सो विल से एस का नाम, एस का रोल नंबर. सर ये ऐसे क्यों बोल रहा आप? एस का शोज द डॉट पॉइंटर. तो अगर एक सिंपल सा स्टोरी याद रखो, थोड़ा बाहर गया स्क्रीन के, आई एम सो सॉरी, बहुत लंबा लाइन लिखना पड़ा, बट दैट्स वी कैन मैनेज. आई फील द लॉजिक इज सिंपल. यार ये सब लिखना पड़ेगा अमर. हाँ, सेव कर रहा हूँ. लेट्स रन दिस टू सी व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग. So it starts with a question. As you guys can see, it starts with a question to work with. Okay, we will. हाँ वो चेंज करना पड़ेगा. पॉइंटर एफ आएगा. आई एग्री. सो ठीक है, वो वापस एक बार. तो ये मैं फिलहाल तो बस डेटा डाल देता हूँ, नहीं चलेगा पूरी तरह से, मैं मानता हूँ. 9.9 एंटर एंड इट गोज बैक. रीजन तुम्हारा डेटा टाइप. सो अगेन राइटली सेड, रीस्टार्टिंग. And second thing, हाँ, one more thing before we go. Do not forget, since नाम percentage s है, ये एम्फिसन आएगा, ये एम्फिसन आएगा. Why? At address of. अब समझा? मतलब अच्छा सर, आप जो डेटा लेते हो वो एड्रेस ऑफ एस डॉट रोल नंबर पे सेव करो, इसलिए स्कैनएफ में एम्फिसन लिखते थे. हाँ मेरे दोस्त, ये राज आज मालूम पड़ गया. तो चलो रन करते हैं. सो लेट्स ट्राई टू सी हाउ वी वर्क. अमर रोल नंबर 46 8.9 एंटर. ओ सो सर आ गया डिटेल अमर रोल नंबर पॉइंटर. दिस इज for stage 1. This is something which we call as structure. So very well apan, good job yaar. But everybody clear with this thing? ये समझा structure क्या होता है? So you can create your structure. You can create for example person, नाम होगा, height होगा, weight होगा, gender होगा, तो nationality होगा, बहुत सारी चीज है. बट वो सब मैं एक पर्सन बोलूंगा हो जाएगा. ये पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हुआ? एवरीबडी क्लियर विद दिस कॉन्सेप्ट? कम ऑन कम ऑन कम। अभी तक पॉइंटर बाकी है, पॉइंटर टू स्ट्रक्चर भी तुम्हें करके दिखाना है, सो विल बी डूइंग दैट आल्सो, बट बिफोर वी कुड गो अहेड, सिंपल क्वेश्चन, यहां तक सब क्लियर हो? ओके, एम्फेसिन नहीं डाला परसेंटेज एस में बिकॉज स्ट्रिंग मैनिपुलेशन। स्ट्रिंग में जब आप परसेंटेज एस यूज करते हो, जैसे यहाँ यूज हुआ है, यू डोंट रिक्वायर एम्फेसिन इन दैट। सर नहीं, मैं तो डालेगा। ओके, डाल दोगे तो धरती आसमान एक नहीं हो जाएगा, बट उसका जरूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ परसेंटेज एस यूज करोगे तो सर एक बार ट्राई करते हैं। हाँ चलो, लेट्स से वंडर, roll number 22, pointer 7. So you can still work with it, ऐसे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट इफ यू वर्क विथ परसेंटेज एस, नो नीड ऑफ एम्फेसिन, ऐसे बोला जाता है, ये याद रखना। ओके, क्लियर? ओके, अब यहाँ तक मेरे दोस्त वी हैव वेरी क्लियरली मेड इट कि वेल गुड। तो अमर ये स्ट्रक्चर समझ गया, स्ट्रक्चर का लॉजिक समझ गया, अमर पॉइंटर टू स्ट्रक्चर, सुपर, दैट्स द नेक्स्ट थिंग। So we are now talking about structure code done. Structure code pointer. Okay, so let's try to work with. The rule says, Amar, I'll take all this detail, all this detail, but I'll access with pointer. So what I will need to do? Along with this, I'll also have to create struct student asterisk. Okay, so after taking all this detail, one more important thing which you will be doing. Amar, what I'll be doing? Simple, I'll be storing all this in terms of variable. एक मिनट सर, तो p वेरिएबल है पॉइंटर का, परफेक्ट। सर उसमें डेटा स्टोर हो रहा है, परफेक्ट। अब उसमें हम लोग करेंगे क्या? सिंपल है, वी विल टेक डाउन दिस डिटेल एंड विल बी देन ऑपरेटिंग इन अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग मैनर। सर करना क्या है? पॉइंटर के थ्रू मैं प्रिंट करके दूं तो? सर वो कैसे करोगे? चलो, सो विल डू वन सिंपल थिंग, पहले पॉइंटर शुड पॉइंट टू, सो यानी कि मैं लिखूंगा p इज इक्वल टू एम्फेसिन s, सुपर। इसके बाद ये तरीका मैं थोड़ा चेंज कर दूंगा ऑफ राइटिंग। सर क्या चेंज करोगे? सो आई विल से p का p का रोल नंबर एंड p का पॉइंटर। सो इफ आई रन दिस, सर चलेगा क्या? शक्तिमान, roll number, let's say 66, pointer 9. I got all the access. This was the core concept which we said, pointer and pointer to structure. Everybody clear with this point? यहाँ तक सब समझा? Everybody clear? Perfect. So Amar, so we got pointer, we work with pointer to structure, and we work with the structure. ये topics clear हुए? Everybody clear? चलो, wonderful.